Big matchup to close this Saturday night in the USL Championship from Southern California. This match is presented by Taqueria Oi, the official taco of OCSC. Orange County, welcome Loudoun United. Good evening, everyone. Joined by Jamie Watson, Mike Watts on hand. Take a look at the standings out west. You'll see this Orange County side continuing to make their way up the table. They sit in a home playoff position by virtue of goal difference entering the weekend, but they still have work to do to catch up to unbeaten Sacramento at the top. And as it pertains to the Eastern Conference, this Loudoun United team coming off a loss in the Open Cup against LAFC, and in striking distance tonight of playoff position, a win would see them into the top 8 with about a quarter of the season gone. Jamie, these two sides did get a chance to meet in the Open Cup here in Southern California about 3 weeks ago. It was a game that was tightly contested, one that Loudoun was able to see out.
Yeah, it was a surprise result at the end of the evening. But being honest, it was a heavy schedule for Loudoun. They made the cross-country journey, and it was a brace from Wesley Leggett, who was able to steal the result on the road. They advanced on in the Open Cup before eventually falling to LAFC on the road. But Thomas Among, who grabbed a goal in that match, is the Omega accounting player to watch tonight, simply because he is always a threat with his ability to time his runs to get in behind. 10 games played, 4 goals on the season. The 26-year-old, when he is on, he can create something from nothing, and he is a constant threat for this OC side.
Last 69 games, he's applied 24 goals in the league.
Nice return.
Nice
return from Thomas Among.
Meanwhile, for Loudoun United, Zach Ryan going to try and make a difference up front. He's going to have a different strike partner alongside him.
And with this rate of return for Zach Ryan, it makes you scratch your head and you start to wonder, why is he not scoring as many goals this year as years past? And I think it's just been a little bit of inconsistency with form. But with that, Zach Ryan has the ability to score with his right foot, his left foot, with his head. So if he can get open in the box, he can be the player that can be the difference maker for the visitors.
He was a national champion in NorCal at Stanford and returns to California tonight. Orange County and Loudoun United are coming up. It's presented by Taqueria Oi from Championship Soccer Stadium in SoCal after this. And the best start since 2011 for OCSC continues. 4 unbeaten to start the campaign.
Kids grow up fast. You know when I first started noticing it? When I stopped getting hugs. With Command IQ, I found a way to get the hugs back. Watch.
Dad, the Wi-Fi is down.
Oh, let me see if I can fix it.
It's back. Thanks, Dad. You're the best.
With Command IQ, you can bring the hugs back.
Here in Orange County, passion runs deep for the beautiful game and for the community. That's why Patterson Autos is proud to be the official sponsor of the Orange County Soccer Club. From Tustin Mazda to Tustin Hyundai, Huntington Beach Mazda to Mission Viejo Kia. We're 4 dealerships strong, serving Orange County with the best selection of your favorite vehicles. At Patterson Autos, we believe in teamwork, community, and giving back. So join us in cheering on OCSC. Come visit Patterson Autos, your favorite Orange County dealer, and let's score together.
This presentation of Orange County Soccer Club is presented by Raising Cane's. the official chicken finger of OCSC. Let's meet the starting lineups. They're presented by Zulfagari Law Firm. For Morton Carlson, a couple of changes. Jamison and Chata are in, Jafal and Dogman out.
There can be a real attacking presence with Jamison and Olofsky joining in, Dunbar and Among. Those four can really press high and put this Loudoun backline under pressure.
And meanwhile, for Loudoun United, they've made two changes. Awua and Skundrich are in. Williamson not in the 18. Dambrot drops to the bench. Here we go. We're underway. It is Loudoun United and Orange County kicking off tonight in Irvine, California. Ball knotted up toward Awua. Lamb. Well, this is a Loudoun team that had the opportunity, if we can call it that, play LAFC, fell 3-0 in the Open Cup round of 16. But Jamie, they stayed out here. They've made a couple of trips in short order out to California, all the way from Loudoun County, Virginia, as this circulates back and Faroe sends it up to Awua. But the opportunity to sort of stay in one place, get acclimated, does give them a little more advantage than your typical east to west coast side, as Bidwa playing centrally. And this will skitter away from Dunbar.
It does make a big difference. I can tell you, if you can have night in a familiar setting, you stay in Southern California, able to get some training sessions in, you get acclimated to the 3-hour time change. You don't have to make cross-country flight and then another cross-country flight. It is a show of commitment. I don't think years past this Loudoun United side would have done it for financial reasons, but I do think that this group now is really showing their intention and how important these matches are to say, how do we get the best for our group, and if we need to spend more money to do it, we will.
Scott playing along, the offside flag raised against Thomas Among. Tonight's injury report is presented by Zulfagari Law. Without Fox, Dogman, Partita, Casipli, Asensio, Powers, all 6 of those guys would typically find their way in the roster in some capacity. Nagy and Turner are on the injury report tonight for Loudoun. Turner featured most recently in the league against Monterey. Turner, Elmedkar, and Williamson, who all played in that last league game, are not in the 18 tonight. Morton Carlson looks on. First full season at the helm, second year as the head coach for Orange County. This is a great matchup of appropriately styled coaches.
2 of the up-and-coming coaches in this league as well. Ryan Martin, guy I had the pleasure of playing with at Real Salt Lake back in the day. You could always tell he was destined to be a coach. He was a coach on the field as a player. Couldn't make that transition quick enough. And Morton Carlson, enjoyed getting to talk to him and get to know him, hear about his philosophical approach to the game. He lets the players be themselves, and it's starting to show with this group how they're really starting to come together and really gel. They have the freedom within the structure. I like the way he approaches the game.
Among chasing at the back of Faroe as Erlinson handled it. Skundrich, 3-time national champion and also a biology major up in the Bay Area at Stanford. And you had the chance to call the Sullivan-Skundrich double this weekend, Jamie, I know.
Andy Sullivan is better half. Got a chance to watch Washington Spirit take a 3-2 win at home. I imagine Skundrich was watching that and hear these dual sounds, and now it's Andy Sullivan's turn to watch.
And the good news for Andy, she'll do it on her way to Colorado. Just got called in as a training player for the upcoming national team camp for the friendlies against South Korea today. Washington Spirit central midfielder. Here comes Orange County flying.
And if you're not abreast with the latest in NWSL, that's all 3 for the center midfield of Washington Spirit. That will be a part of the national team camp.
Hirschfeld in the team, and then Bethune and Sullivan both training players.
Really impressive. They've been a joy to watch. Sullivan from the spot scoring last night. All I'm saying is the lineage of that potential would breed quite a soccer player.
Circulated by Loudoun. They sit, coming into the weekend, 8th place. They've since fallen below the playoff line into 10th, but a win put them right back in the mix. 3-0 win against Monterey, one of their best performances last time out in the championship before that Open Cup defeat on Wednesday night. Let's take a look at the Patterson Auto keys to the match.
Well, for Orange County, you've got to win the center midfield. That's where Loudoun can really dictate the pace of play. If they're able to get on the ball like we've seen early on and go from side to side, dictate the east and west, north and south movement, that could be troublesome for Orange County. So it's a real big job in there for Scott. I really think the help from Malofsky could come over and provide that number. And for Loudoun, as they start to push forward, those wide areas, if they can get in behind, Shot on one side, Lamb on the other, that could be a real threat going forward, and that could be a cause for some concern for Orange County. Just be something to focus on for both sides tonight.
Bidwa got fouled. By the way, did you see the Patterson Autos mini car that brought the ball out? They even tucked it in with the seatbelt and everything.
Safety first is how I like to live my life. I also want to have a turn driving that thing. That looked awesome.
Well, the good news is you would fit.
Hey, look, 5'8.5". It'd be a bit snug, but it would be doable. Not for you though, pal.
No, it's important to mention that Jamie is the average height of an American male.
Thank you. What's it like to be 6 foot tall, Mike Watts?
I don't know. I'd have to shrink 3 inches. McCabe.
We're having fun.
Something like that. Hurlinson not having fun with a Mong.
You can tell there's a little bit of afters, a little bit of late challenges. You don't think that the players are upset about 2.5 weeks ago losing at home in the Open Cup, the chance to play against LAFC?
Kind of a funny story, isn't it? These sort of cross-conference rivalries that have brewed over the last 3 years since things really opened up in 2021 from a scheduling perspective, as Akamboni plays back through Faro. And then you add in this wild geographic setup for the Open Cup that was required in part based on the 16 teams that entered, 8 from the championship, 8 from MLS, had to face teams that had already played in the tournament. Ball tapped away. And then because not all the teams came in together, it was such a limited field remaining that you ended up with these weird California and Virginia Open Cup matchups. Outside from Ryan, Awuah whips it across, short of Bidwa. Awuah again. Skundrich swarmed by Scott. Ball whipped in front and dealt with by Colin Shuttler.
I love the fact that this U.S. Open Cup matchup has now led to this Loudoun Orange County rivalry, if you will. A little bit of sour feeling left in the mouth of the players from Orange County after losing at home. Chance to play LAFC. So yeah, you're right. Like the dynamic and needs must of the way that this tournament was structured with the changes this year, it did cause this to happen. But the USL Championship across the board is much better for a lot of these matchups that have happened. And now we get to the quarterfinals. Still 3 teams from USL Championship still there. We'll take a little bit more of a closer look at that at halftime. Well, Mong is heated right now.
And Erlinson is left licking his wounds. Lamb tries to offer some semblance of relief to Among.
Nothing malicious in there. It's just unfortunate. Among felt he had the position.
Honestly, that's a bit out of character from Among. You don't usually see him quite this vocal. And yet you can see that it's drawn blood as well. Erlinson's back up.
Oh, Among is furious as you can hear, but there was nothing malicious in there from Erlinson. He's trying to stick his head in to win it as well, too. He's not going with his boot. The heat of the moment and that frustration of it happening for a second week in a row was what's got Among heated. But I think when he goes back and looks at it, he'll realize there wasn't actually anything either malicious or ill-advised from Erlinson.
Among and Erlinson appear prepared to come back. Play resumes, Among trots on. And now Erlinson is ushered back onto the field. Well, to your point, some games feel like they continue despite the fact it's 2.5 weeks or 2.5 months later. This has the definite approach of a game that's already got 70, 90, 120 minutes of bad blood. And Zach Ryan this time gets knocked down by Marcus Knockham.
Another heavy challenge early on. Here we go. Pace of this match is already hot. Caliente from the beginning.
Scott relieves the pressure. Sorto. Angling forward, Dunbar. Lamb arriving. Awua got a piece. Lamb continued. That's a handball. Emily Simon, the official tonight. Appears she has her work cut out for her.
She has stepped into a rivalry already 2.5 weeks ago and gets the fun task of trying to keep everybody's emotions in check.
Well done, Kyle Scott. Olaski. And Among is offside. Another grievance for the officials.
And it's actually a really good bit of officiating from Natalie Simon. What's going to happen is there was a foul off the ball. It carried on. That pass went into Among, who was in offside position, so there was an advantage. And they're going to go back actually and give the free kick for the foul prior to the offside. I actually really like that decision from our referee crew. It was a quick bit of advantage, but it was gone so quickly that Orange County wasn't punished for that foul off the ball.
Jamison looking for the return. Olaski running out of real estate. Akamboni, that bangs off the flag. This will be a corner. By the way, it was 6 yellows and a penalty given by Omid Azadpour the last time these teams met in the Open Cup. City's side fiber corner kick to Orange County. Olaski snagged by Faro. Hey, cabanas are back for the 2024 season, located on the Omega Deck. This premium experience is the best way to invite your group of up to 20 to enjoy a match here at Championship Stadium. Enjoy your own private bar and other exclusive amenities. Inquire today at orangecounty.soccer.com/premium for more information.
That does sound like a premium experience for one of these matchups.
Private bar? Really, let's be honest, I need the cabana far more than I need anything else.
I need the cabana so I don't get a sunburn. And I also need you getting refreshments, sort of like a cabana boy, if you will.
Yes, that would be my honor.
Cabana man.
Cabana 6'3" boy.
One of the best atmospheres, Championship Soccer Stadium. On the bucket list of stadiums you must check out if you're trying to hit up all the venues in USL Championship.
Crowd still arriving here. It's another one of the beer fest nights. Often leaves a good number of folks at the outskirts of the park before making their way to their seats, properly imbibed.
They always say the more you enjoy the tailgate, the faster the players run, the better our commentary gets.
Valo trying to press. Pushed in over the top, and header skewed away from Benoit. I asked coming into the game, Brian Martin, the Loudoun head coach, what's an example of a good start through 15, 20 minutes? He said you'll see our pressing and you'll see opportunities in over the top. Thus far, they haven't quite been able to get either going as Jamison slithers.
I think it'll be a grade of an incomplete right now.
Yeah.
There was that stoppage with the collision, Erlinson and Among. There's no real flow to this game yet. Here's a poor turnover.
And it just got through the legs of Jamison, who's running, and Akamboni tied up with Among.
This is going to be a fascinating battle. Akamboni, the 17-year-old DC United loanee with a super high ceiling to his career, going against the 26-year-old Thomas Among. Both of those players smart, physical. That is going to be a fun one to watch, and maybe a lesson learned along the way for the 17-year-old tonight.
Akamboni's uncle played at Bayern. He's actually already trialed the Munich-based club. On the ball now. And he's huge. He stands a head taller than most everyone on the field. So the growth spurt has already occurred. Akamboni down the left side for Awua. County Line Coalition appreciates. For Knockham, just his 4th start of the season. And he'll stay with Loudoun here. Coming up Wednesday, May the 29th, Monterey Bay FC takes on the Eastern Conference leader, Charleston Battery, at 10 p.m. Eastern time. You'll see it on the CBS Sports Network. It's up in Seaside, California. The Battery coming off a defeat last night. Monterey, of course, playing Loudoun in Virginia last week. Fell 3-0, but in the top 4 in the West coming into the weekend.
Excited to hear you on the call for that, Mike Watts.
Ball laced through by Valo.
You and Devin Kerr. Just like I enjoy hearing you every Tuesday night on USL All Access, Sirius XM, channel 157.
That's right.
I call that appointment listening.
Dynamite promo, Jamie. Broadcast school has really paid off.
Much like the school I did attend, I did not attend broadcast school. So that one
No, School of Hard Knocks. You and our guy Brad Baker in the old Minnesota United lab.
That's right.
Cooking up the good stuff.
Where it all started. What do you got lined up for us this week on USL All Access?
Devin and I'll chat about it tomorrow morning. We'll get back to you.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. It's a less nuanced approach than you'd think. Field from Shuttler. Tampa Bay without Forrest Lasso for the first time, coming off a torn ACL. Do defeat Las Vegas tonight. Handful of games already final for Western Conference teams. Indy defeats Phoenix 2-1. It's past halftime between New Mexico, San Antonio, and New Mexico, who advance in the Open Cup over RSL, 2-1 up on SAFC. Sacramento hosting Birmingham on the heels of their Open Cup set against San Jose, but without Rodrigo Lopez for his ACL on Tuesday. Olaski forward, Dunbar on the run. Dunbar handled by Farrow.
That's the wrong choice from Cameron Dunbar. He had Jamison where he could have played it across. This is a decisive breakout. It's the right decision. One touch, played across. Oh, it's there. Awuwa was out of position. If you're going to call your own number in that situation, Dunbar has got to find the back of the net or at least strike to the far post. You give yourself the chance to score or force a save from Farrow into the path of Jamison, who's at the back post.
I know it's a minor thing, but how many young players do you see make that run and then show frustration when the ball doesn't get to them? Jamison didn't do that at all. Ultimately supported the teammate at the end of it. Perhaps and likely with Akamboni shading all the way over, best decision was get it to Jamison. But he didn't let that affect the way that he approached it with his teammate after, which sometimes is lacking.
Incredible response from the 18-year-old. That's such a nuanced thing to notice there, but you're absolutely right. Won't go unnoticed from Dunbar, who in hindsight probably realizes once the moment's gone, the better option would have been the teammate, but at least you're not getting an earful from your teammate.
Dunbar was that kid once upon a time. Galaxy Youth, signed as a homegrown in 2020. And he was just 17 years old. Acquired on loan from Minnesota United the tail end of last season. Signed a multi-year deal, Dunbar, to stay in Orange County.
Wouldn't be the first person to leave Minnesota for Southern California and just not go back.
Watch out, Jamison. He got a piece. Farrow throwing it out toward the near touchline and Akamboni upfield.
This is good so far from Orange County. Good secondary pressure, winning a lot of the second balls. Talked about that being one of the keys for them, is winning the center midfield. So far, through the first 24 minutes, I'd say that they've had the better of the play. Hasn't been overwhelming, but they've had better play in the middle of the park.
McCabe. Interesting seeing the positioning of McCabe and Skundrich, right? McCabe the one sitting deeper, Skundrich trying to work in and out of those pockets a bit higher. There's the aforementioned Skundrich, and now McCabe. Lofts down into the corner, Awuwa. Lamb making that a miserable experience, and there goes Jamison. Got a little frisky with it. Now Scott leading to Olaski.
Good touch from Morten Carlson, risking the white shoes.
And there's not enough denim worn in this league. I'm sorry.
Great fashion from Morten Carlson. His counterpart, Ryan Martin, also opting to go with the sporty yet stylish hat and jacket combo.
Driven away by Farreau.
Here it comes! Here it comes!
Ryan Martin shouting from the sideline. Got the 45-year-old Carlson and the 41-year-old Martin.
Are you more of a suit jacket hat combo like Ryan, or are you more of a denim nice jacket combo like Carlson?
When's the last time you saw me in a jacket that wasn't required?
Fair point.
You strike me as a jacketman.
I do love a good jacket. Ryan Martin today is just with the, I'm here for business, but I could also partake
But I like to
at
party.
the cabanas.
That is sort of the difference, isn't it? You've got the stadium side seating that I think is more the Martin Carlson, you know, there to be seen. And
Oh, yeah.
You've got the Ryan Martin, I'm going to the cabana and ordering the bucket. A happy belated birthday to Ryan Martin, by the way, celebrated out here on the West Coast. Surely he's looking forward to getting home this week. Ryan runs up on Shuttler. McCabe. Thingy goes down. And a very quick restart. Velo able to flick the ball through. Velo, Benoit, that deflected down and cranked out to the touchline.
What a lovely touch from Florian Velo to go up and over Shata as he was returning, but Benoit was just flat-footed when he tried to strike it. He was so content with taking that with his left foot, and he didn't change his mind. Better option would have been to go with his right foot from that position.
Awuah. Lamb. Zach Ryan's amped. Here's a look at the defensive stand a moment ago.
This was so smart from Tingy to go quick. This touch from Velo is just next level. Up and over. Here we go. Now he's going to pick out Benoit. Benoit is so determined that it's going to be his left foot or nothing, and he makes that decision. His body shape is not prepared to be able to do it. He's trying to get the angle. Plant the left foot, swing through it with your right. That's the better choice in that moment, because you've got so many more options. You can go powerful to the near post, or you can really get your hips around it and try to guide it towards the back post. That left foot one, you've got to wait for it to come across and then quickly contort your hips and stab at it at the same time while being flat-footed. That end result is going to be what you get more often than not if you try to go left-footed from there.
Tommy McCabe stands over the ball for Loudoun. Started all 12 games for Loudoun in the league this year. McCabe plants this at the penalty spot, a looping header ripped down by Shuttler.
Set pieces are going to be important tonight for the visitors, and it's very difficult to generate any power. Also battling the height of Ashton Miles and Marcus Knockham. What a touch that was from McCabe.
Pushing the sideline. Lamb's going to get a talking to. He's been ensnared in a couple conflicts tonight.
Lamb just takes a shot. He understands that the ball's going to go out. That's a sort of a free one he gets. At that position, no real harm from there. But I like the way our referee, Natalie Simon, has handled the first 30 minutes of this match. She's come over and had a word with a few players, but she hasn't set the tone by starting to brandish yellow cards and then having to keep pace with that and sort of keep the consistency. He's done well so far in the first half hour.
Chopped down by Scott. Yeah, once the first card comes out, it really creates a problem the rest of the match.
Heavy touch, good positioning from Scott. It was more clumsy than anything. It's a trailing leg that wraps around.
Bidwa is going to be wearing the entire field home at this rate. Thrown in by Lamb. Past the half-hour mark tonight in Irvine. Both these teams trying to make a move up the table tonight. Championship Soccer Stadium, Saturday night, the place to be in Orange County. Dunbar denied. Came up, pushed it away from Bidwa. Below, no further. Olaski. Bryce Jamison. Ryan. Below. May have created more problems for himself than he anticipated with that. Knotted down by McCabe into the path of Bidwa. Awua. It's a hopeful effort for Zach Ryan. Net was empty, ball given away. Rolled over below! That is disastrous for Orange County. And Loudoun United have put OC to the sword. 34th minute, Loudoun lead.
All four are playing it out of the back, but there are certain moments when you're under pressure, you can't make the mistake. That is a good step initially to win it from Skundrich. Zach Ryan handles it so well. Finds Velo, the composure from Florian Velo, 31-year-old. That's his second goal of the season. Lovely first touch. That first touch is so important, and because it's so perfect, Velo then has either side of Shuttler to go, disguises it with his hips, closes it, and Loudoun United get their reward for a high press, doing it as a group, winning it in advantageous position, and then being ruthless 2 passes later. 1-0 for the visitors.
Second goal in a Loudoun kit for Florian Velo. Really pleased with the maturity that he provides. It's a guiding force for some of the younger players. 31-year-old Parisian came up through Paris Saint-Germain and Monaco's academies. Ended up coming to the United States for academic reasons, went to Rider, was all MAC, that's the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference, beg your pardon. It was a trial with John Wallenick that got him in at Red Bull eventually, but it was 2 ACL tears that took him out of the game in back-to-back years in 2018 and 19. Really stymied his progression within the professional game. But He's a fun player to watch when he's healthy, and he has been the last few years.
Yeah, make no mistake about it. Those two ACL tears, back-to-back in 2018 and 2019, were devastating for Florian Valot. He was consistently playing with the New York Red Bulls, and he was consistently dominating the midfield. Like any player, that's just difficult to come back from.
Powering forward, levied off to Olaski, inside Jamison, back to Olaski again. Playing the two-man game, Jamison off of Akamboni for a corner, caught by the bush.
Another city side fiber corner for Orange County. Look for Ashton Miles to be one of the threats on these set pieces. He's got a goal earlier in the year from a set piece on this side as well.
Is there an equalizer in short order? Be there, that's for sure. Lamb circulates from Shuttler. Touched by Benoit.
Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice.
I'm not sure it's Jacob Erlin's choice in that particular juncture. Nodded it back. You can see the look on Farrell's face. They can laugh about it now. Shuttler. Scott. It's Drew Skundridge up pressing that holding midfielder Scott as he drops in to a possessing back three. Traded places with Valot, Dunbar, navigating, won by Skundridge. Benoit running at the back line. Got knocked down by Miles. Taken off of Jamison. County 5 winless, conceding the opening goal. You'd have to go back to the first week of October last year during that torrid conclusion to the season for Orange County when they knocked off Oakland under such circumstances. It's the first goal for Valot since the opening game of the season for Loudoun against San Antonio. Akamboni got a piece, but it does belong to Sorto. Then Scott, and into the width, drops down to Velo. There's a foul. We're starting to get to a point where for Orange County, this is going to get a little bit dicey the way their form is trending. 4 losses in 5 in all competitions, including the Open Cup with Loudoun 2.5 weeks ago. They'll host Detroit. First cards come out.
Sorto was late for the challenge, or excuse me, Shata. He was late for that, and there's the line in the sand finally drawn by Natalie Simon, the first yellow card of the evening.
Shata shown his versatility throughout, starting at the outside back position tonight with Ryan Dogman unavailable. Ryan, below, bypassing McCabe. Akamboni, lofting over the top out of the reach of Ryan. And the left-footed center back Unicorn played a decent ball in too. Scott. It's over toward Awuwa. Was able to hold Lamb off just long enough. All of a sudden, even though Orange County is sitting, coming into the weekend, tied anywhere between 3rd and 5th, really too early, let's be honest. We'll be talking about goal difference and wins, tiebreakers. Just floated upfield. And will bang off of Tingy. But goal difference is now even. 12 in, 12 against for Orange County. Around the outside, around the outside, around the outside. Offside. 10 ticket flex packs are the best way to attend multiple matches. Use all 10 tickets on your friends and family. Now, at a match here at the Champ. At orangecounysoccer.com/flex-packs for more information.
If you had to pick your top 10 friends to go with you, would I be in it?
You know how on Facebook they used to, there's a whole segment of society, younger than us both, that don't understand this. Because I use the wrong social media service.
You're thinking
MySpace. You'd be in my 16.
Thanks, man. MySpace is your space. We'll ignore the younger audience that's just said, "What's that?" Politely ignore that. I'll take the compliment to say that I would be in your top friends.
Yep. Another elongated chat. Natalie Simon, probably queen of the debate society. Chata getting that talking to already on a yellow, and you'd think that might play into the thinking at halftime for Morten Carlson. Here's another look.
There's nothing in there. Chata was running, tried to jump out of the way. That was a bit of an acting job. Nothing in there from Chata.
Stoppage time presented by Zolfagari Law, 2 added minutes. Awuwa. Skundrich. Benoit held up. Jameson. Olaski clipped from behind by Benoit.
talked about earlier, one of the keys to the match for Orange County had to make sure to win the center midfield. I don't think that they've ended this half in the last 15 minutes where they can say convincingly they've won the midfield. They've won a free kick in the midfield right now that could change everything for each manager in their halftime talks, though. This is an important moment.
Ball lofted ahead, caught by Hugo Farol. Frenchman starting a 30th game for Loudoun over these last 2 years, starting 22 in Charleston in 2022. Sorto. It's a matter of seconds to take us to the break.
There's still some real commitment to the press, though, from this Loudoun side. Deep into stoppage time in the first half, below still making a marauding run forward.
And that's all the marauding that Loudoun will do to close out this opening half, it appears. There's a line-breaking pass, siphoned off by Lamb. And Lamb out over his skis. Pulled in by McCabe.
Lamb is on a mission right now to get somebody. He was not happy he didn't get a call, and whoever was going to take a second touch was going to get a tackle from Lamb. Akamboni just got rid of it just in time.
That is halftime. Loudoun able to get an opportunity right off that pressure, and a mistake from Orange County. A little bit of frustration between the two benches as halftime arrives. Scott sharing some thoughts as well with the officials. But the goal back in the 34th minute from Florian Velo, well taken as Orange County cough up an opportunity that Loudoun is more than happy to take advantage. IPA Physio presents the halftime, and it's coming up after these messages.
I'm Jay, and as founder of Omega, I understand that as a business owner, you've got a lot in your mind. Let the tax credit ninjas at Omega get you the money. It's rightfully yours. It's not too late to score big on tax credits, but you gotta act fast.
Here in Orange County, passion runs deep for the beautiful game and for the community. That's why Patterson Autos is proud to be the official sponsor of the Orange County Soccer Club. From Tustin Mazda to Tustin Hyundai, Huntington Beach Mazda to Mission Viejo Kia. We're 4 dealerships strong, serving Orange County with the best selection of your favorite vehicles. At Patterson Autos, we believe in teamwork, community, and giving back, so join us in cheering on OCSC. Come visit Patterson Autos, your favorite Orange County dealer, and let's score together.
Kids grow up fast. You know when I first started noticing it? When I stopped getting hugs. With Command IQ, I found a way to get the hugs back. Watch.
Dad, the Wi-Fi is down.
Oh, let me see if I can fix it.
It's back. Thanks, Dad. You're the best.
With Command IQ, you can bring the hugs back.
Arsenal or City?
Arsenal, of course.
Arsenal as well. I gotta agree with my brother. Arsenal, let's go.
Don't be City, man. Pep again.
Pepe again.
Yeah, it has to be.
Of course.
Sorry for the Arsenal.
4 in a row. Sorry, Marcus. Sorry, Cam. Sorry, Kyle.
Probably City. I feel like they just get it done every year. So I know a lot of the guys are pulling for Arsenal, so I'll go for Arsenal though.
Arsenal or City?
I gotta say my team, of course. Arsenal. Have to believe until the very end.
What about Man United?
And Chelsea's playing in the Conference League. Now that's excitement. This is excitement too. IPA Physio is the official physical therapy provider of Orange County Soccer Club. They present tonight's halftime. Loudoun 1-0 ahead. With Jamie, Mike, time to talk about players that are half our age. And the young players standing out in the championship this past week. How about Riley Bidwa? Very much an Olympic hopeful for New Zealand. Very busy in that first half. He's going to take the field home with him. Akamboni coming down from DC United as well. The intent is, if there's not minutes with DC, he's going to ride it out with Loudoun. He asked for this move.
It makes a lot of sense. You only get better by playing and being an important piece to the puzzle, and that's what Akamboni is. If you're talking about the Olympics, you're thinking under 23. There are 3 overage players allowed for the Olympic rosters, but for the most part, this is a U23 group. And Penny Otu, the 17-year-old, he's done really, really well at Rhode Island, already a couple assists. Ray Serrano, 5 goals, 3 assists. He had goals in 3 consecutive games before that streak ended today. So these are all names that you should get very accustomed and familiar with if you aren't already, because these are names that you're going to be hearing for a very long time to come.
Now those are some young players. Loudoun United has a 1-0 lead over Orange County. And halftime is presented by IPA Physio. We salute you too, buddy.
You'll get it done.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Traeger up over the top. Tristan Traeger. It's in.
Opportunity here. The hit and a goal.
The best nights start with Jägermeister. Made with 56 botanicals. Always served ice cold.
Take a miracle to come back from this. Heartbreaking end to the season. But what's this?
For the moments when anticipation
Clock's counting down. 5 seconds. 3, 2,
becomes celebration. Jägermeister. Meister the moment.
They're hungry for the women's game. They want to see women's soccer. They want to play women's soccer, and that's what we're building at the USL.
You can see it in my eyes, only want the best. Running every night, won't settle for less. Got me looking to the sky, got me feeling blessed. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest. Burning up inside of my chest. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest.
Looks great.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Kids grow up fast. You know when I first started noticing it? When I stopped getting hugs. With Command IQ, I found a way to get the hugs back. Watch.
Dad, the Wi-Fi is down.
Oh, let me see if I can fix it.
It's back. Thanks, Dad. You're the best.
With Command IQ, you can bring the hugs back.
Show you the news and notes around the USL Championship and beyond. AV Alta FC set to join League One up in Lancaster, California. That'll begin in 2025. El Paso's appointed Wilmer Cabrera as the new head coach after, a very short-lived run And the U.S. Open Cup quarterfinals, Sacramento, New Mexico, Indy, all advanced from the championship. They'll play on July 9th and 10th. Take a look at the team of the week around the championship. It is a devastating week for Forrest Lasso, named to the team of the week in week 11, but an ACL will keep him out presumably for the next 9 months. Notably, Riley Bidois among the players featuring tonight, earning the honors.
Bidois, as we've mentioned, last segment, this segment as well, is really starting to come into his own. You mentioned Forrest Lasso. That's a tough loss for the Rowdies, and also to go along with him, another player in the league, very influential, key figure to USL Championship, Rodrigo Lopez, also tearing his ACL. That was a week of highs and lows for Forrest Lasso and a week of lows for Rodrigo Lopez, but congratulations to the other players getting that nomination and award for Team of the Week.
Take a look at the Open Cup quarterfinalists. Only one of the three championship sides get the opportunity to host, and that's notable against a Seattle team that dominates at Starfire.
They really do, and I just wonder what team does Seattle put out with their struggles in the league. Do they put out a rotated lineup? And if they do, that is a big mistake against Mark Briggs' side. They are a group that has been there, done that, made its way to the U.S. Open Cup final, and was about 15, 20 minutes away from really potentially lifting that trophy. Just a late gaffe gave away a result that went from 1 to 2 to 3 really quickly. But nonetheless, Indy 11, Jack Blake finding his form. That could be a match with Atlanta as well to keep an eye out. Blake with a brace today and a big 2-1 win at home. And then New Mexico United, they've already turned over RSL. Why not LAFC next?
Let's see if Denny Bawanga starts another Open Cup game. It's the upcoming schedule for the midweek. Golasso Network has coverage on the CBS Sports app in Louisville City and Detroit City. CBS Sports Network, the late game on Wednesday night. Monterey Bay and Charleston. And then the action will pick up again next Saturday throughout the championship. There were plenty of scores around the league that have already come to fruition. Earlier tonight, Rhode Island and Louisville finished 0-0 in the East. Indy continues their dominant run, 2-1 over Phoenix Rising. NCFC get their most emphatic win in their return to the championship, 4-0 over Miami.
Maldonado with an Olympico. If you've got some time, and to the USL Championship social media channels, you're going to want to check that out. It was quite the goal.
So it is halftime here in Orange County. It is presented by IPA Physio, the official physical therapy partner of Orange County Soccer Club. Loudoun leads OCSC 1-0 at halftime. Highlights in the second half are coming up next. And the best start since 2011 for OCSC continues. 4 unbeaten to start the campaign.
Kids grow up fast. You know when I first started noticing it? When I stopped getting hugs. With Command IQ, I found a way to get the hugs back. Watch.
Dad, the Wi-Fi is down.
Oh, let me see if I can fix it.
It's back. Thanks, Dad. You're the best.
With Command IQ, you can bring the hugs back.
I'm Jay, and as founder of Omega, I understand that as a business owner, you've got a lot in your mind. Let the tax credit ninjas at Omega get you the money. It's rightfully yours. It's not too late to score big on tax credits, but you gotta act fast.
match is presented by Taqueria Oi, the official taco of OCSC. And once again, the Noah Benardu Foundation wants to remind fans to never drive drunk and get home safely. Let's take a look at the highlights from the first half. Orange County taking on Loudoun this evening. Orange County fluttering into the final third in the opening 15 minutes. An easy save for the goalkeeper, Farrow. But the problems started to arrive for Orange County right around the half-hour mark.
Yeah, there were some warning signs, and this was Florian Below just outthinking Shata, who had committed the foul and was late to get back. Bidwa flat-footed, wrong shot selection, but then from there, another free kick opportunity. This is always going to be a tough task to try to beat the big, tall bodies for Orange County, but it was a knock at the door. And then finally, Loudoun kicked that door wide open, and it was their press as a group that forced this errant pass. Gets picked off. Wonderful touch from Zach Ryan to get out of his feet. That's a perfect first touch from Florian Below. And then from there, the hard work was done with the first touch. The finish was easy from the top of the 18. Pick your corner. And he gives a 1-0 lead to the visitors. As cool as you like, his second goal of the season. And the visitors lead at the half.
And the home side will make a change at the break. Ethan Zubak coming in off the bench to provide a little more firepower. Will stay alongside Thomas Among up front, who stands over the ball for OCSC. As Orange County will try and find their way back tonight. Shata has come off at halftime, was on a yellow card. Creates a whole different question as to how this is going to look for Orange County, because they bring in a true striker. Will they change out of that 3-back potentially? Onto the second half we go tonight between Loudoun and Orange County. Orange County trying to stop what's a 3-match losing streak, inclusive of the Open Cup defeat against this Loudoun group. Skundrich trying to get it away. Ryan, the man runs angry. Tried to slip it. Takes the carom. Skundrich went for it. Subs are brought to you by MedEquip, turning setbacks into comebacks. Shata off, Zubak on. And here's a look at Skundrich's effort.
Well, it was a setback in the first half for the visitors, and if they're going to make a comeback, they've got to limit these opportunities. Skundrich catches that cleanly. That is under the crossbar. If that's on target, I could have Shuttler beat from distance. Early warning sign inside the first minute from the visitors. They picked right back up where they left off.
Bidwa. Yeah, you mentioned it at halftime, right? 22-year-old for New Zealand has the option to potentially feature as one of the underage players, right? As opposed to the 3 overage players you're allowed for New Zealand at the upcoming Olympic Games in Paris. I think New Zealand has the option to pick him too. That's a two-way street.
Yeah, that's the first prerequisite.
Akaboni chasing. Already we're starting to get a taste of how Greg Berhalter may be looking at the Olympic overage players over these past couple of weeks. Ball launched across and snagged by Farrow.
Rumor swirling, Walker Zimmerman could be one of those players. Brandon Vasquez as well. Rumors, whispers, little musings, if you will. Or if you won't, that's fine.
It'll be Marko Mitrovic. It'll bring the 18, and then the alternates, along with the Copa America going on as well. U.S. women's national team going through that same concept, although they don't have the over and underage players to contemplate. Well, this appears set to be a much younger roster than that brought to Tokyo Olympic Games that the U.S. men failed to reach. Mong enters into the press. Awua. Scott. Brought down by a Mong. Strikes him behind. Dunbar still going.
How calm was that from Perot?
Another guy out of the Monaco Academy. Though he's 4 years younger than Below, wouldn't have been mixed together that age bracket. Yeah, Perot's feeling all right tonight.
Confidence aplenty. Needs to be confident right now. And a little clip over and on rushing Ethan Zubak will. There's a late foot left in there. That's painful for Hughes. As he went to clear it, he caught the bottom of the cleat. Let me tell you, that is one of the most painful moments when you're swinging full force through. The top of your foot, which has little to zero protection, catches the bottom of the cleat of Kyle Scott. That hurts more than you can imagine. Hughes is coming back from an ankle injury he sustained in the Marhunt US Open Cup at Richmond. Nasty tackle that was red card worthy, only drew a yellow on the night, but he had to go off through an injury, and he's finally getting his way back into fitness.
That's a foul. Among goes down right outside the penalty area at the feet of Erlinson. And a yellow card to Jacob Erlinson as well. Player who won the double in MLS Next Pro and Columbus Crew 2.
Invented from Scott. Erlinson was late and could have gone either way. It'd have been okay if there wasn't a booking brandish, but unless Erlinson will join Shota as the only two players, Shota now on the bench.
Weird angle to come at this from, right?
Yeah, it is, and it's really important, the spot of Erlinson at the near post. He needs to make sure that no Orange County player gets in front of him. This should be driven low and hard and on target with several players running across if you're Orange County. Erlinson starting to cheat now to cover that near post.
That tight angle bangs off a two-player wall.
That's the one outcome that cannot happen, though. Lamb is too good of a player. You've got to be able to beat that two-man wall.
Ryan pulled over by Scott. You see Ryan runs with such authority. I tried to ask, how would you describe Ryan within this group as a captain in context of some of the newcomers that have come in? They brought in a lot of winners this offseason. This is supposed to be a year in which Loudoun turns the corner, year 6. It's not that they haven't been to the playoffs so much as they haven't even been close over the years, but the mentality and the goal of the organization has changed in that time, no doubt. Played inside Bidwa. Ball tapped away. Velo was waiting. But Ryan Martin rather said, Zach Ryan is our captain. Tommy McCabe is our general. I like that concept.
I think that's a fair assessment, too, of the influences each player has.
Jamison shoots into the air. Among giving up about half a foot. Erlinson held him off. Heyo, Cabanas are back for 2024. They're located on the Omega Deck. Premium experience, the best way to invite your group of up to 20 to enjoy a match here at the Champ. Enjoy your own private bar and other exclusive amenities. Inquire today, orangecountysoccer.com/premium for more information. Jamison lashed at Farrow.
This is better from Jamison. The 18-year-old, decision made, uses the run from Zubac as a decoy. Doesn't get the angle he'd ideally hope for, but nonetheless, that's convincing. And what that will now do, it'll cause one of the center backs for Loudoun to step and confront Jamison. And then the next slip ball through is in if he so chooses on the next opportunity when he drives forward.
Just the man that Loudoun wants to get in this game. The lead already. Wesley Leggett comes on, replaces Riley Bidwa. Leggett, the brace when these teams met 2.5 weeks ago in cup play.
Good performance from Bidwa. He put himself about. I think this was probably always going to be the plan, was to get Leggett in at some point, and player that had a real impact, as you alluded to, in proceedings back on May 7th. We'll have to do a little bit more of the same tonight.
He's only got 2 goals in the league all season, 457 minutes, at 3 last year, just shy of 1,100 minutes. Sub brought to you by MedEquip. Skundrich. Tingy. Is that fog or a hard-working grill tonight?
Smells like a smoke, or maybe some pulled pork.
Free kick Loudoun, and in a good place to get one too. It's won by Skundrich.
Well, 2-man game. Skundrich below. And just Olofsky, who is probably tired of being on the receiving end of those challenges. That frustration leads to a free kick in a dangerous position, and it looks like Tommy McCabe said the right words to Below and to Hughes. Came up with a game plan, and now those two, Hughes being one of the key targets for this side. Just wonder, is there gonna be something a little clever here with Below and McCabe if it's on? Or is this just gonna be right in that corridor of uncertainty?
McCabe. A lot of uncertainty here. Ball in the air, knocked away. Ryan. That's deflected. And now Scott.
Oh, that's great from Scott.
And now the whistle. Ball was still rolling. Bring that back. Bring this back too.
This could have been dangerous here as this falls to Scott, and it's the on-rushing Miles, and then Scott, a little bit of a skill check in the corner.
Rowe circles around for Loudoun United. Ryan, below. He's the goal scorer in the 34th minute. Bill for a foul play on Velo. Ball tapped away by Zubak. Among. That's a lot of white shirts around Among. And it's a simple save in the end for Rowe. Below, Jamison. Scott getting the DeLorean. Chips it through. Zubak. Cutting and chopping and pops out to Velo. You think you're the only one here who's going to make a Back to the Future reference and get away with it?
MySpace and a Back to the Future reference. Our 80s friends and family watching are happy as can be. Our 90s and 2000s friends have no clue what we're talking about, but that's a different topic.
No chance. If it helps the younger generation, Rick and Morty is a very loose interpretation of Back to the Future. Ball hit with some venom at Shuttler.
Filthy mag that just occurred from Cameron Dunbar.
Jamison trots forward. Jamison! A bouncer, he didn't really get it right, and if he did, he could have made Farrell sweat truly for the first time tonight.
I want to go all the way back to this filthy mag. Dunbar puts, and then this switch. Jamison again, this time he does get confronted, he drops the shoulder, he creates the space. He's got to get more on this, though. That is tame at best at the end, and there's a moment of concern now. Erlinson looks as though he's slow to get up. For Jamison, he's 61 minutes into this match. He's been influential, and he's put in the work. Now he needs to get his reward on the back end of this by creating a goal.
Jamison, one of the most enlightening young players in the championship, part of the Under-17 World Cup in Indonesia last year. And Jacob Erlinson attended to here. All USA in the NAIA circuit. Erlinson at Huntington University in West Virginia, transferred in as all-conference Bowling Green in the MAC. Second round pick, the Columbus Crew, who've had a really good relationship with Ryan Martin, dating back to his time growing up in Columbus, but also taking part in pro soccer in the state. He's an assistant to John Harkes at FC Cincinnati. Bobby Dambrot coming in for Erlinson. Sub brought to you by MetaQuip. I was told that Robbie's dad got the private jet treatment from LeBron James when he was on his podcast. I don't know that the trip to LA and Southern California will be quite so luxurious for Robbie. His dad, Keith, the coach at Duquesne, LeBron's coach back in high school at Akron St. Vincent St. Mary in Ohio.
You told me you were on a private jet last night to get here to be able to do this game.
Not true. Not true. I got to sit alongside the most repugnant seatmate.
Follow up to that.
Don't
Tell me more.
Don't make me spill my cup. That's my cup. That's a foul, free kick. If you think this wasn't fun enough, I can tell you that you can continue to watch the USL on CBS Sports and ESPN this season. Visit USLChampionship.com for TV listings. Wednesday night, Monterey Bay and Charleston continue the national television schedule for the league this year. A league record 35-plus games, including 2 more announced on ESPN2 in September. And without saying too much, there's more to come this summer.
Congrats to all of our friends at USL HQ for a record-breaking deal to be able to get so many matches on some of the biggest networks in the television game. Matt Fisher, a few others along the way that you've worked with ever so closely over the years.
Ball blasted long. Zubac, cut back. Later Ivan! Above the crossbar, that's as close as Orange County has come. And Cameron Dunbar pulling up to the 18 with a real chance.
Good movement from the substitute, Ethan Zubac. This initial cutback falls fortuitously right to the path of Dunbar. He's trying to pick out the top corner. Just gets the technique wrong. He's leaning back. That's a big moment. This is good from Orange County, winning it in an advantageous position.
Through Jamison, way by Skundrich. And that touched off of Jamison on the way out.
One too many touches from Jamison in the box. Ball was slipped in. It was there for the cross. He was just waiting for something to develop, some sort of movement. It's good recovery runs from the defenders of Loudoun United to be able to get back into position. That extra half second of thought caused Skundrich to be able to come over and knock it off of Jamison.
Knockham rises over. Omeawua. Initially a first-round pick of NYCFC. It's been a few years back in his native Canada with Forge. Contact edge of the penalty area. Appears this will belong to Orange County, awkwardly so. Wesley Leggett went down. Away from Jamison. Loudoun can pull up on a playoff spot tonight if they can see this result out. Gone an LAFC side that really left no expense spared in their Open Cup game. Forward to Zubac. Touch got away. Seems like a great time to tell you that 10 ticket flex packs are the best way to attend multiple matches. Use all 10 tickets on your friends and family out to a match here at the Champ. Head to orangecountysoccer.com/flex-packs for more information.
Ooh, that is a heavy challenge.
Jamison rolling on the ground, latched on to his right ankle. Will continue after the collision with Florian Vallot. Vallot now picking up steam. McCabe out of midfield. McCabe undeterred. Had Tingy in mind. The expectation 15-20 minutes tonight maybe for Giannis Learman. He's waiting to come in for Loudoun. You can see Ryan Martin explaining the tactical adjustment soon to come. And his inclusion comes a matter of minutes. Dambrot. I mean, the reality is Loudoun with Learman, Skundrich, Dambrot. That was the big investment of the offseason. Those guys were winners in college, winners in the pros. Below as well. Cabe brought in a trialist in 2023, ended up in Detroit, and then Tulsa. Staff in Tulsa said this guy changed our training habits overnight. Learman comes on now. Wua exits. Brought off a wingback, brought on Learman, a center back. Sub brought to you by MetaQuip.
That's their third substitution window, so that's all the substitution windows available and allotted for Loudoun United. So this will be the group that they're going to finish with tonight.
Brought in Leggett at 56, brought in Dambrot at 63. Well, across for the aforementioned Leggett. They make the change here in the 70th. So this is old school from Ryan Martin. 3 windows, 3 subs, call it a night. Notably, we mentioned earlier, Williamson, Turner, and Elmedkar featured in the last league game against Monterey at home before the Open Cup trip here. All unavailable.
That's such a good step for Marcus Knockham to be able to step up from that center back role, alleviate the pressure, and then lead to this breakout that draws a yellow card for Drew Skundrich.
5th yellow for Skundrich this year in his 11th start. Eight yellows will get you a 1-game suspension. That's not a concern yet. You got to use that 8th yellow card wisely. Scott. Sorto. Foul, Leggett. Free kick, Orange County. Great place to get one. Now Marcus Lee is waiting to come in, and Orange County may shrug off making the change until after the set piece. Ball into the box, punched away. Farrell gets back to his feet. He got knocked back down a second time, and that's why they've stopped play. That was an obvious foul.
This was a heavy collision, I believe, with Ethan Zubak. Yep, it is with Zubak. Zubak only had his eyes on the ball. It was just momentum carried in to Pro, who's at full extension. Be the end of the night of Bryce Jamison and Brian Olofsky. On comes Sofiane Jafal and Marcus Lee, 17 years old. I want you to think back to April 17th, 2022. You remember this well. The Cal United Strikers win 5-1 in the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. A goal scorer on the day who couldn't even drive himself to the venue, this particular venue.
Wow.
15-year-old Marcus Lee scored to become the youngest goal scorer in U.S. Open Cup history. An incredible night. He had a bunch of his high school friends that also got a ride from their mom and dad to the stadium to be able to cheer, allowed to stay up past curfew and everything, and it was quite a moment in the Open Cup. Marcus Lee, an incredible talent, really, really good feet, devastating in 1v1 situations, real sleight of frame, as you'd expect for a 17-year-old, but having said that, I think more than makes up with it is agility, his low center of gravity. He can create something, and this is a good substitution in this moment when this game needs a little bit of something dynamic from Orange County to go to the bench and call Marcus Lee's number.
Made his pro debut at Oakland last time out, 4 minutes plus stoppage. Got a yellow card too for good measure. Orange County arguing you didn't give a foul, you gave that the goalkeeper went down injured. I think it seemed rather apparent there was an additional shove after the fact. Nevertheless, that's the second and third sub for Orange County, but the first came at halftime, so the first window utilized. And Sofiane Jafal in as well. Came in for about a week alongside Loudoun United with Oregon State. Ryan Martin took a liking. He's disappointed that while he signed at DC United, he never really made his way down to Loudoun United for any substantial time. Chad Ashton, the interim coach at DC United that year, huge fan of Jafal. Ultimately, the Frenchman lands here in Orange County. Comes off the bench, 15 minutes to try and make a difference. Ryan. Fall. Zubak trying to make a run in behind. Lobbed long. Among. Stabbed into the ground, just trying to cut that ball off. Couldn't quite do it.
Good switch to the field from Sorto. That touch lets him down. And wasn't the most graceful attempt. The effort was there. It just lost the footing, and then Among goes tumbling over.
Mong suggesting that a flailing arm got him. Leggett wasn't able to gain a step, but does gain possession. Leggett servicing beyond Dambrot. Among remains down well behind the play, and that'll cause the referee, at least Simon, to go back and take a look.
This is just a little bit of the arm just catches the face of Among. Yeah, it was just Learman just sort of feeling back where Among was. Unintentional.
They have made Among bleed his own blood tonight, not once, but twice. He's gonna come out of here looking like a prize fighter.
Among is as tough as they come in this league. There's no question about, is he staying on the field? It's how quickly can he get back onto the field?
Whistle goes as Skundrich and McCabe were swarming.
Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access, hosted by Mike Watts and Devin Kerr, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, plus hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app.
What an app. Leggett, fouled by Knockham. Scott. Good turn, Dunbar. Put him in the mixer, now into the mixer. Got by Lee. Among soaked up all the immense pressure around him, and it just did slip by the young 17-year-old forward.
A little bit of nerves in that moment, because that is the spot where Lee should be. He has the ability to bring that down, should be bringing that down. Be disappointing by his standards.
Ryan, he's caught up to it. Shuttler's out, Ryan slid up away from the line, would have been a corner. Ryan regains, ball back through. Touched away by Shuttler, and with Velo on the doorstep, sent out of play, rather out to the halfway line. Gnarly taking in the sights. Pitch side tonight. Orange County trying to find an equalizer against this Loudoun team. Avoid a 4-match losing skid. One of the final unbeatens in the championship. Found the sledding much tougher this past month. Pirouetting Dunbar, putting Akaboni on skates, hangs the cross, Lee knocks it down. Scott. Now McCabe for Ryan. Sending through for Leggett, but Shuttler high off his line. Knockham. Lee. Lee crossing header. Steered away from target. Among rolls up to meet it. And now you can sense Orange County getting into the flow.
This is why you bring on Marcus Lee. A little bit of deception. Quick little change of pace, create the space, get the cross, put it right onto the head of Among. In and amongst 3 defenders from Loudoun United. Athletic from Among to be able to jump backwards, contort the body. Just unable to get it on target.
Flutters into Keegan Hughes, and now Farrow. Shuttler offers as an option. Miles will play.
Shuttler's basically playing like a right center back to be able to allow the outside backs to get higher up the field.
Lee. Ryan pestering Scott. Ball early, takes a deflection on the way out. McCabe now below. Up to Ryan. Knockham intervenes. Knockham. Ball steered down. Sorto will ensure that gets out for a corner. City side fiber corner.
Could be the biggest one of the match for Orange County.
It is the first taken by the second half substitute, Sofian Jafal. Natalie Simon making sure everyone's aware. Farrow just got knocked down. He leans into Lee. Farrow really incensed. Gnarly's like, hey, get out of his face. There's a push into Farrow in the middle of that.
You've got Scott and Velo arguing about who's got better ponytails. You've got it all. Sorto wants in on it. Oh, so Farrow stepped on Lee's foot first, and then Lee did it back. So all this huffing and puffing by Farrow, he started it and did it first to Lee. But Farrow is also doing this now because it wastes time. It tries to get Lee into some trouble. Farrow knows what he did there. He stepped on Lee first.
Well, Lee can't buy a lotto ticket, but he could hit a real jackpot here. Ball floated over everybody. Lee was hanging right under the wing of Farrow. And keeper's out. Slid aside, and out to touch.
That's probably the last thing I had expected to see in that moment. Was Shuttler all the way up at midfield where center back should be. He knew the center backs weren't there.
Shuttler's already got a goal this year. Way back on opening day against Sacramento.
He's probably about 5 minutes ahead of you in that thought process.
Yeah.
If he needs to get forward for a corner.
It is a foul. It's a late whistle against Knockham.
big challenge from Scott.
And another foul.
Be lucky to not get booked for this challenge. And here it comes.
Yep, Scott. Not great, Scott. But necessary.
Maybe a little bit of frustration starting to show. It comes in, he knows what he's doing, catches Velo. Those two were just exchanging words about 2 minutes ago at the other end of the field, and that was Scott's moment to get one back in on Velo. Well, Scott may feel like he won the battle. He's losing the war right now of time. Starting to tick away because Loudoun are in absolutely no hurry or obligation to take this quickly.
McCabe, there's the run across the face of everybody. McCabe still sends into the box. Dunbar. Suddenly they made a foot race out of this. Learman through Farrow. There'll be plenty of time for Orange County to try and make good tonight. Hearing 6 added minutes could be coming.
Don't want the fun to end. This game just feels like there's still a goal in it. I don't know which way. Just feels like there's going to be an opportunity.
Knockham for Lee.
That's just so unlucky. Lee makes an intelligent run. He's getting ready to turn the corner and wheels go out from under him. I was looking forward to seeing Marcus Lee go 1v1 there in that battle.
Lee not the only guy who's picked up one of those awkward slips down on that end of the field tonight either. Stoppage time presented by Zolfagari Law Firm. Akamboni. Header away by Learman. Sorto, Dunbar. Mentioned earlier, Loudoun used 3 subs, but they used all 3 windows to do it. So no changes remaining to them to try and take the air out of the ball. Ryan can take the air out of the whole stadium with 1 more goal.
That's good feet from Duvall.
And as quick as it came, it was gone. Ryan. Skundrich overtaken by Among. Sorto, Jafal, Sorto, toward Lee. Lee again taking the grass with him. Lee crossing, lifted away, ball back in front, tapped off, right the whistle and gone. It had already gone, it is not an equalizer. And Farrow checking on the injured player in goal. That's Among.
Thomas Among is going to leap higher than I've seen a soccer player leap in quite some time. Reckless abandon, throws himself at this. He goes up and over Akamboni, who's 6'5", and has to duck to not hit the crossbar. By the way, that has to be...
His heels did hit the crossbar.
A touch from Faro or Among is heading that in. That is insane athleticism. And what a really good touch from Faro. That had to be made, or this match is 1-1 in the most dramatic and athletic fashions you'll see. Do you hate when that happens and you jump and your feet hit the crossbar?
Yeah, it's I'm not sure anyone has ever clipped their heels on that crossbar.
What just happened? His feet hit the crossbar. It's insane how athletic that was, how high he jumped.
Shuttler. Still 2.5 minutes and maybe a little more remaining. Miles. Loudoun content to suffer these last 10 or so minutes. Ball brought down. Trying to get the end line. Below. Ball forward, knocked down. Leggett can end it. And still, it doth persist.
Oh, and there's a penalty being called on this from Miles. Well, this is the last defender then, so this is a real spot of bother.
Red card. Miles sent off.
At first glance, I don't think this is the right decision. There's a nudge, but to send a player off and give a penalty. Here we go. Miles is, okay, there is a little bit of a forearm to the back. It's gonna be about the placement of this arm. That's more side to side. To send him off and give a penalty there, you have to be absolutely sure about that. And that looked like the two arms coming together.
And Miles, visibly frustrated as you would expect. Take another look.
That's the spot. At this level, that's not a penalty. That's not a sending off. That's a decision from our referee, Natalie Simon, but I can't agree. I can't see it the same way even from that angle. Zach Ryan, 4 for his last 5. The one he missed, he went low to the keeper's left. That's where he's missed. The other ones were made going the other way to the keeper's right.
Ryan can end it. He does. The second for Loudoun, the insurance they need. Cool as can be at the spot. And Loudoun is going to head back to Virginia with all 3 points and a spot in the top 8.
Here's how we got there. The nudge, the shoulder-to-shoulder deemed to be a foul on Leggett. Miles is sent off. Ryan steps up. No saving that one. Too much power, too much precision. Just like we saw in the Open Cup on May 7th. Loudoun ruins the party for Orange County. Ryan Martin dials up the right words and the right number again for this side to pick up another victory over Orange County.
At 90+6. Whistle's gone. Belongs to Loudoun. Now, here's something really interesting, right? Loudoun made subs the 56th, 63rd, and 70th minute, which means, in theory, one of those had to be as a result of a concussion, although we were never told that. And so Ryan comes off and Abukora comes on. The sub brought to you by MedEquip. That's the only way in which you can utilize a fourth substitution window.
It's an interesting point, and there better be the clerical nature of that, or else there's going to be some questions asked about this, because as you alluded to, rightly so, the timestamps and the receipts to prove it, this is the fourth substitution window.
And they do it right at the last whistle of the game. Loudoun win it, 2-0. Ryan, the penalty to ensure it, and below the winner in the 34th. 2-0 Loudoun United, and they pull into the top 8 in the Eastern Conference on this Saturday night on the West Coast. The wrap-up is coming up, and tonight's postgame will be presented by Raising Cane's. It continues after this.
Here in Orange County, passion runs deep for the beautiful game and for the community. That's why Patterson Autos is proud to be the official sponsor of the Orange County Soccer Club. From Tustin Mazda to Tustin Hyundai, Huntington Beach Mazda to Mission Viejo Kia. We're 4 dealerships strong, serving Orange County with the best selection of your favorite vehicles. At Patterson Autos, we believe in teamwork, community, and giving back, so join us in cheering on OCSC. Come visit Patterson Autos, your favorite Orange County dealer, and let's score together.
And the best start since 2011 for OCSC continues. 4 unbeaten to start the campaign. Well, take a look in the background here. Morten Carlson having words with the officials, shown red after the game concludes. And so Carlson will be unavailable to coach when Detroit City comes to town next weekend. Loudoun 2, Orange County nothing. Pulse game is brought to you by Raising Cane's. Tonight's man of the match presented by Hogue. Bryce Jamison did a lot of bright things tonight.
I think it was a really good, just over hour performance from the 18-year-old. Put a lot of work in, 2 ways, defensively and attacking. Created some of the best opportunities that Orange County had all evening long. And for that, Bryce Jamison named the man of the match presented by Hogue.
Let's show you the full-time highlights. They're brought to you by Omega Accounting. Orange County trying to stop a 3-game losing skid. It's a mistake out of the back that ultimately does them in.
At 34 minutes in, good pressure, well controlled by Zach Ryan. He'll get the assist on this, and Florian Below calmly finishes it. Good sustained pressure from the visitors. They get their just reward with a confident finish from Florian Below 34 minutes into the first half.
So Loudoun picks up the lead, and this became a 10-minute suffering for Loudoun at the end of the game to try and see it out. Ultimately, they get a chance at the spot with a controversial penalty at the end.
The man who had a brace was in, and there's a little bit of a push, but for my liking to go last man sending off, I don't think that was enough for it. Nonetheless, it only matters what Natalie Simon thinks. She points to the spot. Zach Ryan steps up, confidently drives it into the corner, makes it 2-0. Miles sent off in the process of all that. Morten Carlson sent off as well. And here is the story from a numbers stake. And I think that when you look at this, there was not much that separated the two teams, but it was the quality in the final third and in big moments that lacked for Orange County, that Loudoun didn't miss on in the 34th minute. And from there, they did enough defensively. They earned their shutout. and they will take 3 points back across 3 time zones, and they will look to go again in their next match midweek.
As we tally up those Hogue final stats, 4 yellows in this game, but it's the 2 reds that'll carry over for Orange County. Miles, nor the manager, Carlson, will be available for that important game against Detroit City next Saturday night. Loudoun United 2-0 over Orange County to climb into the top 8 in the Eastern Conference. They do take something from this week-long excursion to the West Coast. For Jamie Watson, our entire team in Irvine and beyond, Mike Watts saying, thanks for watching the Raising Cane's Pulse Game. So long for now.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.